And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, we can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, as an insider, individual reads are now back up and open. So if interested, please message or email the links directly on the main. And yeah, we can set that up, okay? What we're looking at in this round of reads is going to be your first and last for the month of February. First and last is the style of reading that I do with the aces on top, tens on the bottom, each of the respective elements, water, earth, fire, and air, represented by cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, that tell as we transition from one time period to the next, new energies coming in and old energies going out. For the aces on top, the new opportunities, new feelings, new ideas, or potentially renewal, depending on the context. And with the tens on the bottom of their matching counterparts, culminations, conclusions, and endings, either what we learned or what we've gotten out of the experience. As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposefully misguide you or mislead you. That's not why I do all these reads or these videos, and that's not the intentionality I ever come with. Just understand, we will lay all our cards out on the table, good or bad, come rain or sunshine, and we just talk about them because it is a conversation at the end of the day. And with all that being said, Capricorn, for your first and last in the month of February, let's see what the cards say. We'll start over here with the Ace of Cups. Show us cards that we need to see, please, on the Ace of Cups for Cap and their read. What are the cards that we need to see, please, for the Capricorn's read today? Almost full out. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so we accepted the long-term building process. What does that mean? Ace of Pentacles, again, more career-oriented. That's already been established, but what does that mean? King of Pentacles, all your element of Earth, Cap. You're feeling fulfilled and up for the challenge of a long-term investment in a project. That's abundantly clear, right? You pulled only Earth, that's your home element, also very much coin-oriented. Not to say all that is under your emotional fulfillment. What took us so long? Right? I say this because let's separate them, right? So the Ace of Pentacles representing that which is new in terms of opportunity and fulfillment is wielded by the King of Pentacles. The King has stacks on stacks on stacks of that ace, that one singular coin. So it means that's a person that knows how to invest and invest properly. Then afterwards, the Seven of Pentacles, accounting for all the things that go into building that garden. Well, we've done the planning stage. Now what? Because you're at least emotionally saying, no, it's right for me. Let's get it done, right? Emotionally feeling so amped up about whatever new investment you're going into. Cool. Next to the Ace of Pentacles. So what about this new opportunity that you're trying to invest in? What do you need to know about that? Six of Pentacles. It requires an everyday investment, a commitment that we cannot back down from. It's going to require a lot of your attention, and it's not going to be just an overnight success. We get that. Nine of Pentacles, the autonomous choice. Here, if it's within your faculties, don't back down. But even more so, it gives you more. The more that you put into it, the more you will get out of it. Page of Pentacles, and that's why we're willing to try. Again, you pulled all Earth so far. Still saying, whatever venture this is for you, Capricorn, while it does, at the surface level, just seems like a blueprint plan, it's actually the key to the next step of your life. And so we have a choice right now because it's going to be a painfully slow process. I already gotten that just based off of how many times we pulled, pentacles of investment. But to get to that Nine of Pentacles where you want to be, it comes from trying, right? That's why that Page of Pentacles is here. The Page of Pentacles, pages are the kids of tarot. They can't hold big, huge, overarching concepts. However, what they hold in their hands is the concept in its purest form. The Page of Pentacles being, yeah, I may not have an entire, licensed factory, but I have a lemonade stand, right? There's something beautiful about being able to say, hey, I'm trying, I'm doing my best here. Here, you have to make that leap. You have to go for what you said you've already done all the planning for. There is no need to debate planning stages for this anymore. It's more so the autonomy of the self to actually put yourself into that process and not let go of the goal that you're aiming for. Next, to the Ace of Wands. Show the cards that we need to see, please, for Cap in this read. Define the Ace of Wands. What emboldens the spirit? Ten of Cups. Okay. Why are we feeling so good about this investment? Because the best time is right now. That's what we've always come to the conclusion of. Two of Swords. Why are we backing down? What's the hesitation? What is the hesitation? The Moon, card of Pisces. So afraid of the unknown. Yeah, there's things that we inevitably cannot plan for, Cap. Don't let that be your only deterrent. You've done way too much preparation for whatever this journey is. And you also told me emotionally, you notice that, hey, people are in my corner. They're telling me the good things. I know I've done the right motions. I've dotted my I's, crossed my T's. And for those who may not be familiar with that euphemism, it just means that everything is in order and I've been meticulous about what I've been trying to do. Now we're saying that, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't do it because I don't know how to control absolutely everything. Yeah, that's the point. You can only control what you've done, and you've done it immaculately. Now you have to embrace what you can't control. That's the only path forward right now. To the Ace of Swords, what is our truth and by extension our challenge? Show us what we need to see, please, for Cap in this read. Define that Ace of Swords, first and last. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Why do we, what about that? I'm gonna hold on my thoughts on that because I think that needs to get defined further. Death, card of Scorpio. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Why so? The Sun. So, this is a mental model. Here's what I'm saying that, Cap. You pulled upon that Ace of Swords that represents a truth and a challenge wrapped into one, right? Once we know, we cannot unknow. Here, the Five of Pentacles, this fear, this grudging idea that it's not going to work out, it's going to leave me, impoverished or just unable to access anything, right? There's that Five of Pentacles. Then we pulled Death, which I'm tying to that Five of Pentacles, which represents abrupt ends, cycles, and transformations. The only path forward is by saying, yeah, I acknowledge that as a truth, but it will not be my truth. I'm going to fight for this. I've done all the planning. Me debating that what if only speaks it into existence, and we don't want that, right? Then we have the Sun. The happiest we've ever been only comes from trying to walk outside. Underneath it all, Queen of Wands, and now we get to embracing it properly. Now that we laid out the conflict, it's not necessarily with the idea or whatever you're trying to do right now, Cap. It's the struggle you're having within and pursuing it. You're trying to say that the variables are too much as this kind of way to elude yourself and not engage with your fear around things going wrong. However, You've done way too much planning for things to go just drastically wrong. Give it a shot. That's the best we can do right now, because you're not going to be able to prove to yourself if you don't, but you didn't do all this planning for nothing. Things tie together. I promise. Next. Going to that Ten of Cups. Show us cards that we need to see, please, upon that Ten of Cups in this read for Capricorn. What about harmony and synchronicity with our current station? What are the cards that we need to see, please? Show that Ten of Cups in this read. King of Swords. And so I'm tying this back to the Ten of Cups over here on Capricorn, when we said that, hey, I'm in the right place in the right time, so what gives? What gives is that we have to make a decision. King of Swords, the one who takes action, the one who has a sword and will swing it, right? No debate, just do. Page of Pentacles, you have to try. And that was said already over here with the Ace of Pentacles. Six of Wands, victory. Even more so, recognition for the work and labor that you put in. It'll only start to pay you back once you pay it forward. You have to try, because debating it further at this point is it's a false move, right? Debating it further at this point is just a procrastination and defensive mechanism that you're having right now, Cap, about your fears of things going wrong, rather than saying the sheer amount of effort that I put into planning everything out, it has to be worth something. So go do it. Okay? Next to the Ten of Pentacles. Show us cards we need to see, please. To find the Ten of Pentacles in this read. Page of Wands. And so remain optimistic. I know the fire is burning smaller right now because of all your fears. It doesn't change where you stand. Ten of Wands. And here's the burden and the struggle that we sit with. We know the answer. The answer is action. Don't be afraid to do it. Eight of Pentacles. Too much mastery. You've done all the prep work needed. We know how this goes. And so if you really wanted that bad for the rest of your life, Cap, or whatever venture you're trying to set out on, then you gotta be brave enough to take a risk. Options are there. Promise. Ten of Wands. What are the cards that we need to see, please, of the burden still carried for Capricorn in this read? Okay. King of Wands, that you can and will be able to do better. It's not that difficult if we just try. I know it is becoming redundant at this point, Capricorn, but it still merits an answer worth being said. Three of Pentacles, collaboration, but even more so the notion that not only is your work valuable, but people will like it, they will support it, and they will want to work with you to expand it. Hermit, card of Virgo. This one representing the idea that we trust our wisdom within and say, hey, I got the chops. I really have what it takes and the tools are within me because of all the planning and prep work that I did just to make it work out. Don't psych yourself out, okay? Lastly, Ten of Swords. Show us cards that we need to see, please. Ooh, nice. However, didn't hit the table, so I can't take it. Show us cards that we need to see, please, to find that Ten of Swords. A painful but truthful conclusion that Capricorn is coming to in their read. King of Cups. Sitting with the emotional complexity of, I have done all the prep work necessary, and the one that's holding me back right now is me. Yeah. We have to approach it with the best of ourselves, which means moving it from the planning stage to action. We have to do. Next, justice, the card of Libra, that believing in the process and that the scales will eventually weigh out. It will become even when we understand that everything, all this investment and planning and mapping and, basically process deliberation, everything that we have done will map out to something worthwhile. Yeah, you've done all that work. It must amount to something. You didn't do it for nothing. The world. And so a new journey begins when I let that journey happen. Underneath it all, Two of Swords. Again, that notion of confusion coming up. It's not confusion at this point, it's just procrastination. We know the answer. It just requires taking action. And I know that's not, necessarily something that you like to hear, Cap, because again, there's a level of uncertainty there. But all in all, there is certainty with very little things in this world outside of ourselves. You've done the self-work. I've seen so many pentacles across the board. I feel like I'm looking at money, right? Genuinely, right now, this is what the board is looking like. However, it's not going to get here unless you're brave enough to take a risk. You've done the planning. Take the risk. Next, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Capricorn in this read. We'll first start with the moon, the card of Pisces. What about the unknowns is eating away at Cap right now? We start here and move forward. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Define the moon. Eight of Wands. So we don't run away from what we claim we don't know. We actually have to directly engage with it, Cap. It's not moving anywhere right now. How do we put things into motion? We have to engage our fears around it. That way, nothing is unknown anymore. Next to Death, the card Scorpio. Seven of Swords. Right. The Seven of Swords represents the idea that behaviors or actions are not directly adding up, or all does not appear as it appears on the surface. Here, the argument earlier, if you remember underneath Ace of Swords, was that it is an idea bound to fail, right? That Five of Pentacles showing that, what if this isn't good enough? What if it's only destined to fail? The death here now being defined by the Seven of Swords, it ain't gonna get better unless you do, right? That doesn't mean feeding into that internal fear of saying, oh, my ideas are absolute crap and not worth it. In fact, the more you do that, the more you make that a reality. You have to put your foot down and say, I actually want this. And if you don't, then you have to leave the idea behind. It's very frustrating energy. I know it is. But simultaneously, you did all the work that's necessary for it. You have to be brave enough to take the risk right now. Otherwise, you got to let it go. And therefore, do not look back. I know I sound very stern right now, Capricorn. Trust me, I'm not trying to bash your sign. But the reality of the situation is that we have all the, the surface level defense mechanisms coming from that Five of Pentacles saying it's not good enough. And Death here saying, okay, well, what do you actually want? And how bad do you want it? Because if you're saying you want to move forward on this idea, then that attitude is not sustainable. Next to the Sun, Justice. And it's interesting because Justice came out underneath, and trusting the process and weighing out. Now our happiness comes when we trust the process in the get-go. You have to perform actions, Cap. Move on this and don't let it go. Next, to the Hermit, the card of Virgo. Nine of Pentacles. Our wisdom, it comes from within. We can trust ourselves in our actions. We've done all the prep work necessary, but it's not going to amount to anything unless we give it a go. Next to Justice, Page of Cups. That the little things that we hope for will amount to something. We didn't do all that work for nothing. And lastly, to the World, Nine of Cups. Once we start to give the best of ourselves, it'll pay us back in dividends. But we have to believe that it's possible. Otherwise, that journey cannot take root. Last, show us resolution. Define cards of resolution for Capricorn in this read today. Ooh, I'll take that. Oh, that's what we got too. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that popped out, Six of Cups. In here, I'm not necessarily sensing another person or a soul bond. I'm sensing that as your nostalgia of the self, Cap. How do we keep the promise to ourselves going? Next, Four of Pentacles. What does it mean to hold on to a dream and not let it go and not run away or give in to self-doubt and critique? Underneath that, there was the Empress. The highest and most productive version of ourselves, the best version of us that we can become. It's your choice. Your choice. What am I seeing in your read today, Cap? You've done all the necessary planning for a project. You are afraid, very afraid right now of actually pursuing it. So we're giving ourselves these false reasons or excuses. Let's call a spade, and be totally honest, Cap. I'm going to talk real with you because this is a very, it's very agitating energy that you're in right now. So I'm going to engage with that. The more that we lie to ourselves, the more that this dream falls apart. You have done way too much work for it not to go through. So all this belittling or it's not worth anything is only speaking the idea that your idea was never worth it in the beginning. And you have worked way too hard for that to happen. So you need to come to the reality. I don't want to say the phrase get a grip because that can be so offensive. But you need to come to the reality that this isn't going to change unless I change my approach to it. It's not going to change unless my mentality around it is something better and more deserving of the life that I want to have. Both those things can be true at once. And so in our conclusion, things can and do get better once we give it a shot. Things turn around once we're brave enough to do it. Now we got to be brave enough to do it. Any further analysis or saying we need to delay a little bit later, that's just procrastination at that point, and it will result in a bad outcome. Do what you need to and stop being afraid of what could go wrong. Because even if it does, hey, at least I tried, and I can go back to the drawing board one more time. That's what I got in your read today, Cap. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, confidence is had through actions, not just ideas. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.